Hi, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your June 1st to the 15th, 2023 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out more than you guys will ever know, especially since I had to take that break to take care of sick family members. Getting back on the YouTube algorithms, radar has been quite difficult. So thank you all so very much. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I love you more than you'll ever, ever, ever know. Now wait, before we begin the meditation, if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they are all listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Now, I want to apologize for my voice. I'm still suffering from really bad allergies. So let's see the energy we need to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. So here we have the Four of Pentacles reversed. We're releasing a lot of negative vampiric energy that has been a part of us for a really long time. And so here with the Four of Pentacles reversed, this can be making us feel upset. You know that saying, like, you'll feel worse before you feel better? That's what this is. It's kind of like the energy around us can be more intense. We can feel more sensitive, more irritable, more during this time. But it's because we're being set free from a lot of negative energy patterns that we were stuck in. So let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and Spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. And here we have nature. Spirit wants us to embrace our own nature, to get out into nature, to really, say, this is what I love, this is who I am, this is what I desire in life. And it can be that we're finding our true nature, like we're really connecting with ourselves for the first time in a really long time, like since we were little kids. So that can be very, very, very exciting. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Oh, fantastic. Okay, so it's really what I really like here is that we have the same energy coming forward, and the energy to be mindful of, the Four of Pentacles, is, beware of this. But we also have the Four of Pentacles coming up in just our overall reading for this time. So we're releasing a lot of negative energy. We're also going to have a lot of blocked chakra areas, a lot of blocked chi energy being able to flow, being able to come into ourselves, being able to balance us, being able to, kind of free us from things that had just been too overwhelming, had just been really negative in our lives. And we're going to see, Aries, that this is a real change. We're also letting go of a lot of things from our past, a sense of it was better when, or we should have done this, we should have done that type of energy with the Six of Cups comes forward. And we're really saying, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm done with the shouldas, the couldas, the wouldas. I'm done when it was better when. And I'm really saying where I need to be. Now, we're crowned with the Page of Cups reverse. Now, the Page of Cups is water sign energy: Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Now, where these energies, or where these signs show up in our chart, we can have a bit of difficulty learning from them, okay? Or learning and letting that energy speak. So just be aware of this. Also, with the with the Page of Cups, there is a sense here that we're not wanting to learn from our heart. Emotionally, we might be like, no, I don't need to learn this, or no, this is just too much, or no, I don't care about that type of thing. But we're ignoring our emotions. And what we're going to learn during this time, really quite profoundly, is that we need to be connected to our heart. We need to learn from our emotions. We need to connect with what we love, with what we don't love, where we want to be. And we're going to find with the Page of Cups upright, inspiration comes from the most unlikely places. That we can stay, sturdy in a storm if we're following our emotions. If we're asking, well, how does this make me feel? Like, as silly as it sounds, how does this make me feel? What do I need to learn from this? Like, what is my heart telling me in this situation? It might be saying to us, you know what, it's time to leave, or I'm really frustrated, or I'm really overwhelmed. And then we can ask ourselves why. We can go deeper and deeper. Are we really going to be into this? No, not at all. We kind of want things to be right at the surface right now. We don't want things to be emotionally too deep. We don't want it to be too complicated. We're not really into learning from anybody else's emotions, let alone our own. So that can make it hard to kind of read the room or to even deal with the sensitivity that's going to be coming up during this time. So just be aware of this, because it can make things really intense, especially since we're a sign of action. We want to do, we want to go, we want to see, we want to be a part of, we want to learn by emulating and adventuring. That's us. We're not going to want to learn or see or expand by feeling and thinking and kind of slowing it down. During this time, that's going to be the best thing that we can do, to slow it down, to ask ourselves, how am I feeling? You know, and then to move forward, which sounds silly. It just does. But it's going to be really important. We can also have a bit of difficulty with emotional immaturity with ourselves, yes, but also with others that we are dealing with. We're like, well, why don't you see this? And because we're not really into diving deeper into emotions during this time, we're not going to want to be like, oh, well, why don't you see it this way? Or, kind of like, therapy session is what we're going to think of it as. And it's not going to be. It's just a sense of, I need to be in touch with my emotions, and I need to know that my emotions matter. So being aware of this with ourselves and with others is going to be really important. Water sign energy children in our lives, they could be having, again, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, they can be having a lot of really big emotions that we find grating. And we want a simple fix. And for them, it's not going to be a simple fix. It's going to be something much more intricate. It's going to be something where, we could need to talk to them more, or ask them why they're feeling that way, kind of have them discuss what's going on in their heads. And even if they're really little, trying to figure that out can be really, really, really important. With the Five of Wands reverse, this is fantastic. This is how we would like to see the Five of Wands. It's like, I'm done with the fighting. I'm done with the chaos. I'm done with the pettiness. I don't need to be here. I don't need to be doing this. That's our energy that we have. And when people get into petty fights, we can be a little bit abrupt with, I'm not dealing with this, kind of energy coming forward. So just be aware of this with the I think I said Five of Cups, but Five of Wands, with the Five of Wands, it's like, I'm not dealing with your negativity. I'm not dealing with your pettiness. I'm not dealing with being pulled into your drama. You handle it. It's your mess. And that's how we're going to feel. And again, we can be a little bit blunt with that. So just know that, because again, we're just not going to want to go too deep into too many things during this time. It's just not where we are. With the Seven of Cups, our dreams are really guiding us forward. And this is a time where we say, listen, a lot of what has been holding me back, whether we realize it or not, is being cut free from us. We're going to be finding that the limitations we once had, the fears, the doubts, the chaos, the hurts, the pains, the disappointments, we're not having those as much, if not at all. There's almost a sense of like, yeah, I can do it. Yeah, I can do it. So be aware of this. Be aware that we can take on a lot during this time. We're following our dreams. We're going after where we want to be for ourselves, not where anybody else wants us to be for them. We're looking at what we desire, what we wish for, what we long for, what we want to develop for ourselves. And we're really letting ourselves move forward in tenacity, in brilliance, but with our dreams always in the forefront of our mind. Now, be mindful of not getting too melancholy about your dreams, a sense of, I haven't achieved them by now. It's not ever going to happen. I'm never going to get to where I wanted to be. Life, oops, sorry, just hit my mic. Life is so different than what I expected it to be. We need to be mindful of that melancholy coming forward. We do have the Six of Cups reverse. We're releasing a lot of it, but it can still show its head. It can still be like, well, things were better once upon a time, and I don't have it, or the dreams were brighter, or everything just seemed easier. And yeah, I mean, not to sound harsh at all, but I've really come to discover that's what growing up is. It's things were easier when the to-do list was more eccentric, Things were easier when things didn't get real, when it was more of, follow your dreams and do what you want and let's make ourselves happy type of thing. And then life just adds on and things become much, much, much more complex. So, excuse me, coming to terms with that can be intense. It can just be intense. And we're looking at the past and a lot of the things that hurt us or that had us feeling like, oh, that person didn't care. We can say now, well, maybe, their threshold was just really low. It's kind of like, how they say time heals all wounds? Sometimes that's just because there's time from it. But I'm beginning to realize that, and Spirit is showing me that that's also because sometimes we live through those situations and it's like, wow, if that was hard for me, that was excruciating for them, type of deal. So we're becoming very aware of this. Does it mean that we're going to forgive everybody and be, bosom buddies with everyone that has hurt us in the past? Absolutely not. We're not even looking at healing those things. It's just the knowledge. And for us, Aries, that knowledge, that understanding of the emotions, that understanding of the situation, that's invaluable because we can use that to conquer more, to achieve more, to, kind of push further and play harder and go after so much more because we're really focused on our dreams. That's that's what we want during this time. It's like, you know what? Everything else, like all the trauma drama that everybody else is in, you figured that out, right? Everybody else who's been doing it, they have to bear that burden. Our past, we can't replicate it. We're coming to terms with that, or we've come to terms with that. But there's a fierceness to us here that says, I'm severing these ties that have kept me down, that have weighed me down, that have kept me from moving in the direction that I want to move in. And now I see my dreams. Now I see what I desire. And nothing's going to hold me back. Nothing's going to stop me. And again, it's that vampiric energy. It's a blockage around our crown chakra, well, around our crown chakra and our soul star chakra, right? And then around our earth star chakra, that line from the universe that pulls us forward, that grounds us, that stabilizes us, that leads us. That is being cleansed and healed. We're listening to our gut more. Our gut energy is going to be healing. We're going to be finding that our voice comes through more powerfully, more purposefully. And that's a really big thing. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the sun. Now, the sun is a very, very positive card. So when we're told to be mindful of it, a yes can turn into a no, or a no can turn into a yes. So just be aware of this, that we can think it's going to go one way and then be quite surprised during this time. We can also literally be told, pay attention to the sun, pay attention to your son, pay attention, like child son type of thing. So be aware of this, grandson, nephew type energy. There's also a sense here of the thing that usually doesn't need to be looked at during this time or, in life in general. It just runs smoothly in the background. Now you're going to have to pay attention to it. Now you're going to have to look at it for one reason or another. Our subconscious spirit message is luminous. Luminous is things being illuminated where we least expected it. They're having this shine, this beauty, this power, this purpose to it. These are becoming luminous. We're going to be finding that we're enchanted. At certain times we're enchanted with certain things, and that's really quite beautiful. I always see it like the jewel of the Luna moth. It's rare, it's fleeting, but it's luminous. It shines in the darkness, and that's what we're going to do during this time. We're going to shine in the world's darkness, spiritually speaking, and we're going to shine in the darkness, no matter what. Our subconscious tarot message is, the High Priestess reverse, which is, perfect for really saying we don't want to dive deeper into things. We're not really looking for that, deep emotional deep dive. Now, if you are, that's fantastic, but know that you're not the normal Aries during this time, and probably some other, like your moon or your rising is really taking over. Some other aspect of you, in your chart is really shining through, because right now with the high priestess pulls back the veil, and we're not really wanting the veil pulled back. We're like, listen, I have to deal with what's right here, right now, and that's enough. And you know what? Sometimes that's really powerful to say. It's enough for what I have to handle right here, right now. I don't want everything else. everything else can be on pause. And when we can, when we have this handled, then the veil can be lifted. Then we can see more deeply and we'll appreciate it more because we're not feeling like we're pulled in 18 million different directions. And then, the normal human response is to give up. It's like freeze. It's like, I'm done. I can't do this. I'm so overwhelmed. The only thing I want to do is like, sit down and watch YouTube videos, that type of deal. So be aware of this. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. We can find even if we're in spiritual study, like during this time, we need to focus more on the physical. So if there's physical meditation that we can do, a movement of the body, like even washing dishes can become part of our meditation. So that can be very, very powerful for us. All right. All right, Aries. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Aries. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. Bye.